Buongiorno and welcome back to Little Red Roaming. Thank you guys so much for your patience. It has been 2 weeks since I uploaded a video. I actually filmed a video last week, but I wasn't happy with how it came out and I just did not have time to refilm. So rather than upload content that I was not proud of, I decided I would just wait the week until I actually had time to give you guys a video that I feel good about. My best friend got married on Saturday. I was the maid of honor, so there was a lot of work to do, and that took up a lot of my time in the past week, which is why I did not have time to refilm. The wedding was beautiful. I'm so happy for the amazing couple. They are wonderful people, and I'm very glad that I was able to be a part of that. This week, I'm going to talk to you guys about something that is a little uncomfortable for some people. And if the title didn't give it away, that subject is birth control. Yes, that wonderful thing that we all get to deal with at some point in our lives. So I'm going to tell you my story of how travel changed birth control for me. Forever. When I was 18, I started taking the pill. And that is the hormonal pill that you have to take every day at the same time, and it's, affects your body to kind of trick it and keep you from basically getting pregnant. I took it for a couple of other reasons, to regulate periods and all of that, and as most women know, there are so many different reasons to be taking any kind of birth control, especially the hormonal ones, because they have a lot of benefits other than just preventing pregnancy. So when I was 18, I started taking the pill every day, and I continued taking that up until a year ago. And what happened was, when I was going on my trip to Europe, I played a little bit of phone tag between my doctor and my pharmacy to have my doctor prescribe me 2 months worth of my pills so that I would have enough for while I was away. However, there was a bit of a mix-up somewhere along the way, and my pharmacy was only able to give me 1 month. And they had to go back and forth with my doctor to get me the other month, but it wasn't going to be in time for when I was leaving on my trip. So, halfway through my European backpacking adventure, I no longer had birth control. I was kind of worried about this at first. I wasn't sure how this would affect my body since I'd been on it for so many years at that point. But what I actually found was that it was really freeing to not have to take a pill every day. So especially when I was traveling through multiple time zones, because with the pill, you have to take it at the same time every day for it to be as effective as possible. And I had to then try and figure out, okay, so with the time zones, what time do I take it now? And it changed through varying countries, and it changed so many times that it was a little frustrating to try and keep track of that and to make sure that I was taking it at the right time every day. So when midway through my trip I ran out of my pills, I was actually a little bit relieved to not have to think about it. And even in my day-to-day life, it was kind of a nuisance to remember to take it at the same time every day, because whether I was working or, driving around or doing a million things that life constitutes as important, there were a lot of times where I'd just forget about it. Or, I wouldn't realize that 5 o'clock had come and gone 2 hours ago and it was now 7 and I was way late for taking it, which made it less effective, as some of you probably are aware. Yeah, so midway through my trip, didn't have to take the pill anymore. It was so freeing, and it was like this weight lifting off my shoulders that I hadn't even realized was like a weight, because it had been a part of my day-to-day life for so long. The other thing that happened once the hormones worked their way out of my body, after the first week or so, I started noticing changes. I was sleeping better, so I was falling asleep a lot quicker and staying asleep longer. And this could be because I was exhausting myself from traveling, but compared to the first half of my trip, I saw a difference. I also found that I wasn't having mood swings as much, which I had experienced but hadn't really considered to be related to my pill because I always thought, well, you know, I'm a woman, I'm on a cycle, therefore my hormones are changing continuously through the month, so of course I'll have mood swings here and there. But those dramatically lessened, whether it's from jumping from happy to sad or to angry or to frustrated really quick, it just kind of balanced out. By the time I got home from my trip, the changes in my body were really noticeable to me. I felt like I was functioning better. I felt like I had more energy. I felt like I was a healthier person. And so I decided not to go back on the pill when I got home. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait another month and see how I feel. And then another month. And then another month. And before I knew it, you know, it had been 7 or 8 months and I felt so good. And I kind of said to myself, okay, I'm never taking hormones again. I don't want to be on them. Especially because it felt very insidious that through the years I had never actually noticed how much of a difference taking them was actually making on me and on my quality of life. So I started talking with my doctor about my options, and we decided to go with an IUD. And I did research on my own, and she gave me tons of information. And I found out that I was a perfect candidate for the copper IUD, Paragard, which is the non-hormonal one. And so this week I had that put in, and I am like so excited about it. It feels like such a freeing and empowering thing to take full control of that aspect of my life. And I never would have done this or even thought to look into, you know, another form of birth control if it weren't for the mistake from the pharmacy while I was on my trip. So traveling literally changed so much about my life, and this is one of those things that it changed, and I haven't really talked about it to most people outside of my doctor and a select few friends. A lot of people in my life know that I'm super excited about getting the IUD, but I'm not sure if they've realized the whole shebang of a story leading up to it. I guess I should explain a little bit about what IUDs are, for anybody who doesn't know. They are intrauterine devices, that's what IUD stands for, and they're kind of T-shaped, and they are put inside your uterus. They're very small. I think it was about that big, very small. And what they do is either with the hormonal ones or with the copper one that I got, it basically just prevents the sperm from getting to the egg or being able to fertilize the egg. It just makes it really difficult for them. And because they are inside of you and you don't actually have to think about them, they're way more effective than the pill. They are 99% effective. They are one of the most efficient forms of birth control that you can get. So that's super exciting because I don't really want kids right now. But they can also be taken out very easily, and as soon as they're taken out, you're able to start trying to get pregnant. So it really gives you a lot of control over your reproduction. Whew, okay, I feel like I'm going into a lot of details about me and my life that I don't know if I ever expected to share on this channel, so I hope you guys don't mind. The point of this video is to explain just one of the things about travel that really changed my life and affected me in a way that I didn't expect my trip to have that kind of impact on me. I'm glad that it did. I'm actually overjoyed, and I'm so excited to go forward with this new, you know, thing going on in my body and see how it works and see how I feel with it. So far so good. I'm 2 days out and the cramping that you initially have when it's inserted is gone, so I feel great, and I'm just excited about it. I'm really happy, which is, again, part of why I wanted to share it with you guys. The other thing that I think is great about this is that the Paragard, the copper IUD that I have, it lasts for 10 to 12 years. That's amazing. That means I'm not gonna have to worry about birth control regardless of political health care and all that. That is a whole other animal, but it's nice to know that I'm all set. As long as nothing goes wrong with this, I'm good. It's also whenever I go on a long-term trip now, I'm not gonna have to play phone tag with my doctor and my pharmacy to make sure that I'm all set. I feel like I've taken control of my body in a way that I didn't know I needed to. So I'd love to hear your stories about travel as far as birth control goes. Have you found other forms that work better for you when it comes to being away from home for a long period of time? Or did you do what I initially did and try to have enough pills to cover the entire length of your trip? Or did you maybe try to have your prescription sent to a pharmacy somewhere where you were traveling? I'd also love to hear if you have any experience traveling with IUDs, because I'm pretty excited about that. I'm excited about not having to think about what time I have to take my pill or whether I remember to put it in my, day pack and stuff like that. I feel like I have rambled quite a bit. Where was I? So I want to thank you guys for bearing with me on this super rambly video about this kind of topic that I hope was of interest to you and I hope was maybe informative to you. So for the next few months, since I'm not going to be doing any long distance travel, I've decided I'm going to do some videos about New England and some of the more interesting places around here. Because New England is a really cool location to live and I love this area. There's so much to do and check out. So I've actually enlisted the help of a very magnificent friend of mine to give us a tour of Providence, Rhode Island, which is a really interesting little city with a lot of kind of neat history there. And he knows more about it than I do, so he's going to help me show that to you guys and maybe show you some of the more weird sides of the city and some of the more interesting, cool spots there. Maybe pique your interest to come and visit us. At some point I'd love to do a video in Boston as well, and I'm just gonna kind of go around this general area and check out some different sites and try and get some interesting footage for you guys so that you don't have to just keep watching my head talking with this hallway and everything, so we can get some variation going on in my videos, because I'm sure that you're gonna get bored of me just talking to you at some point. So I'd love to change things up. In the meantime, I want to thank you again for tuning in, as always, to my videos. My name is Little Red, and I appreciate every single one of you. You are fantastic, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I will talk to you guys very soon. Ciao!